Good morning guys. So for today's video, I wanted to do something a little different and I wanted to show you guys my productive morning routine that I use pretty much every day for my 5th year at med school. So right now that's being split up going to clinics, going into the hospital, and also more online lectures, which means more days at home. And that's great, to be honest. If you guys are new to the channel, my name's Alphie and I'm a 5th year med student at UCL. And with that out the way, let's jump into my morning routine. So I usually rely on an alarm to get up, and if not, I literally could end up sleeping the whole day, no joke. Most mornings I have to be up at about 7 to 7:30 so that I can make it into the hospital for 9 to 9:30. I like to try to set my phone as far away as I can, so usually the other side of the room, so that it kind of makes me get out of bed to stop the alarm. But not gonna lie, sometimes my phone is just next to my bed and you know, it is what it is and we try our best. And the first thing that I like to do in the morning is go for a number 1. Now I don't know why everyone kind of skips this out of their morning routine. Maybe they find it a little bit gross. And to be honest, as I'm completing my geriatric rotation right now, where I'm seeing a lot of old people, asking patients if they're able to pass urine normally is a good indication of their health. Now after taking a leak, I then drink some water to wake up my body and kickstart my metabolism, whatever that means. But this will also probably make me need to pee in about 2 hours because I have a really small bladder. So recently I started playing podcasts pretty much as soon as I wake up in the morning. And I do this because I find that, you know, if I'm listening to something intellectual in the morning, it kind of wakes up my brain. But how much of this I actually remember is up for debate, but it's still a nice way of waking up and, you know, listening to something which maybe isn't just, you know, the news and hearing coronavirus, 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 you know, being able to just wake up to something else. Alexa, can you play We Study Billionaires on the Apple podcast? Recently, I'm trying to improve my knowledge on finance and investments, and a great one for beginners that I can recommend is called The Investment Podcast, and specifically We Study Billionaires. So they go into a lot of stuff about, you know, the different ways that you can invest and like how the stock market works and things like that. So that's been a great one that I've been listening to recently. So as I head back into my room now as well, something which I try to do every morning is make my bed. It's one of the things you do so that after you come back from uni or maybe after you come back from work, you're not greeted by one big mess after a long busy day. It's also a good way to get your day started right, because by doing this small little task at the start of the day, you know, you get this sense of achievement, this sense of, you know, I've done something today sort of thing, as opposed to waking up late, rushing into the hospital and being like, oh my god, I didn't even get to have breakfast today. So it's about like setting those small goals first and building that momentum. So usually I start off every morning by either having some tea or some coffee, and this morning I decided to opt for some coffee because I know that today is going to be a little bit intense at the hospital. Now when it comes to breakfast, you know, so I'm not really a morning person to begin with, and I don't really have much of an appetite in the morning either, but I do know that if I don't put food in me, that like as the day goes on, especially as it gets towards lunchtime, my brain does get a bit foggy and a bit woozy, so I do know that it's important for me to have some food in the morning. And also as a 5th year med student now, it feels like the doctors kind of expect a bit more from you now, which makes sense. But, you know, if your consultant suddenly just goes like, okay, list the causes of hyponatremia, and your brain is just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want it to be because I didn't have any, you know, food in my system or any energy that I couldn't answer some of these questions. And so for my breakfast today, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to have some toast, and then I'm going to spread some Nutella on that, and then I'm going to put some blueberries and some chopped banana on top of that as well. And that's usually, you know, something which I have pretty regularly, or sometimes I'll have oatmeal, or maybe sometimes I'll have like a pastry or something. But yeah. Oh my days. And so depending on how much time I have, sometimes I do have to wolf this down, but today's a little bit more chill, so I can take my time, and I might just listen to my podcast as well. And so
Wow, it's very nice.
So usually I do like to get some kind of exercise in the morning, and with gyms being closed during the second lockdown, I haven't really been too motivated to do so. And the reason for that is because during the first lockdown, I was spending a lot of time at my desk and my back was becoming really painful, and just in general I felt really stiff. So I wanted to work on that to be a bit more flexible and to try avoid back pain. Ow! Speaking about trying new things though, something which I picked up during the first lockdown was graphic design. And I've always wanted to design my own things, and if you guys are interested in doing the same thing, then I recommend checking out the Adobe Illustrator courses they have over at Skillshare. The first one I tried was the Essentials Training course by Daniel Scott, and it was just nice to go over the basics before having a go to make my own designs. Now Skillshare has loads of different courses in things like editing and photography, and whatever you guys want to work on, they definitely have something for you. And what's more, the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description box below will get a free trial for the Skillshare Premium membership. I just want to say a big thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. Anyways, with that being said, let's get back into the morning routine. I got to brush my teeth, and I have one of these electric toothbrushes. It was recommended to me by my dentist because they said that like it's much better at cleaning your teeth than just regular toothbrushes. I think it's true. I feel like my teeth are cleaner. I also have this nifty sort of like tongue scraper to help me get the gunk off my tongue, and that helps with like preventing things like bad breath. And now I gotta wash my face, so I use just a little bit of face wash. Wow, at this point as well I may actually shave. And now for some toner and some moisturizer. So for my hair, what I usually do is I just throw on a little bit of pomade, and then that's usually it. But if I'm feeling a little bit more fancy, or if I want to just put a little bit more effort, then I will curl my stubborn Asian hair with a flat iron a little bit and then use some pomade. That way it's not like super straight. I think today we'll make it fancy. And afterwards I'll just add on a little bit of pomade. Hey. So just like that, and then you kind of spread it on your hands, and you just kind of work it through from the roots up. So now that I'm going into hospital pretty much most days, I have to wear clinic appropriate stuff, and so that's usually like a shirt, a pants. You obviously want to throw on a jacket because it's pretty cold outside. So the formal wear that I have, like the shirts and the pants and stuff, I usually get from like Zara, and the socks I wear are mostly from like Uniqlo. So those are my staples for clinic appropriate stuff. And I've also got to pack my bag, and depending on if the day is like a light day or a heavy day, the things I usually will bring are like my iPad, my Apple Pencil, my lunch, my water bottle, my headphones, and my stethoscope. And that's usually, you know, everything which I have to bring. At this point, the coffee has kicked in, has woken up my bowels, and has pushed me to do a number 2. Anyways, with that done now, it's 8:45 and it's time to crack on with medical school and learn how to save some lives. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what my morning routine looked like. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.